Ever since a young age, all of us were told we were going to die. But before that, we didn't believe we were going to die. I remember being 3 or 4 years old and thinking that I wouldn't die unless I had an accident or I got murdered or something happened. Remember that? And then I was told that actually, yes, one day I would die too. But it'd be okay because I'd go to heaven, or maybe it'd just be a long ways away and I didn't have to worry about it now. But the truth is, after I knew I was going to die, I started looking around, and the whole culture and everybody else believed we were going to die. And it became basically accepted as a concrete fact. My body had been getting messages, first from other people, then from the world around me, and ultimately from my own mind that I was going to die. So I had basically been programmed from a very young age to tell my body it was going to die, to truly believe that. And so my body begins to believe that. And guess what happens when your body believes it? It's true, because your body believes you're going to die, so you do die. So obviously, one of the major things about physical immortality is simply reversing that, beginning to believe that you are going to live forever, beginning to work on living in that reality all the time till eventually your body will adapt to that. Because your body's adapted to the reality of death. But if you choose the reality of immortality, your body will adapt to that. Now, I'm going to give you a few exercises for today. There's a couple of exercises that deal with both parts of our existence, one of which is being, the other part is non-being, whether you want to call it the yin and the yang, absence or presence, or as I like to prefer, emptiness or form. Emptiness I think of as absence. Form I think of as presence. Now, to boost presence, the presence chiefly being your physical body, Taoists would increase their qi. Sometimes their qi would be so strong. There were certain Taoist monks, probably still are, that can just levitate, lifting their entire body with pure qi rather than with muscles, i.e., jumping. And the easiest way to charge your qi, well, there's no easy way, but there is a simple way. And if you want to know the simple way to charge your qi and to live forever, all you need to do is come to my meditation retreat center that costs only $5,000 a day. No, I'm going to tell you right now, the simplest thing you can do to charge your qi and your presence and your form is squats, deep knee bends. That's it, deep knee bends. And what Taoist monks would do is they'd go to a tree. Higher elevations are always better, usually on top of mountains in the Himalayas. And you go up to a tree and you put your hands on that tree, gently touching, and you keep your posture straight up and down. Do not change your posture as you bend your knees up and down as you do the squats, or what's really a leg press. If you would go to a gym and lay down and do it, I think it's better to not even use weights or weight machines, but to just actually do it outside in nature on top of a mountain. If you can find a mountain near you, okay. If you can't, just do this in your room. But what they would do is just series of deep knee bends. Now, if you went to a gym and did leg presses, you might do something like 3 sets of 10. You might just say, okay, I'm going to set the weight at this, do 10 of these. Then I'll go to a different machine. Then I'll circle back around and I'll do the leg press again. That's the second set. Maybe you do 3 sets. Maybe you do 5 sets. Whatever you do. But the Taoists that actually live to be immortal, they'll do it 3 or 4 hours a day, every day. And it's going to obviously be extremely hard to start at that level, but that's the level you need to be at if you want a chi so supercharged And believe me, it's the number one thing you can do if you just want to end any sort of depression, any sort of anxiety, any sort of feeling of weakness. Simply do deep knee bends, and not just do them, a couple of sets a day, but just do massive and massive amounts. And obviously, to balance that out, that being the form side, that being the boosting of chi with leg exercises, it is also helpful to balance out the other side, the absence side, the emptiness side. What is absence? Absence of light is darkness. Absence of noise is silence. Absence of people is solitude. So basically, I'm telling you to consciously do exercises that a depressed person would do. They talk about depressed people sitting alone in the dark, in silence, staring at the wall. And they're doing that because it feels good. It feels good, and it's resonating with some deep part of them that's actually helping them. Now, my approach is not to say that, you're depressed and you're doing it because of that. I think a lot of times in depression, if you sit alone in the dark, it's just like you can't handle the world, and you've got to get in the darkness to even feel like you can breathe and relax again. Hopefully that's not your starting point in this. Hopefully your status quo is in some sort of reasonable mental state. I don't want anybody's status quo to be like deeply depressed and thinking that just a few of these exercises will change everything. I mean, by all means, get some help in other places too, i.e. therapy. But all that having said, the Taoist exercise would be something along those lines, being alone in the dark in a room. The more isolated, the better. But simply, if you sit consciously, paying attention to everything while you are awake, in the dark, alone, 4 hours a day, every day for a month, things will begin to happen. And not only that, your mental energy will slow down so much that your body will become stronger because you're not burning it with the racing thoughts that define our society. And furthermore, any sort of chi exercises or squats you will be doing, well, it's almost like the body will be more open to receiving that chi because the mind is not getting in the way. If you're frenetic, anxious, depressed, confused, kind of out of touch with your feelings, a lot of that mental tension is going to be blocking the chi from fully inhabiting your body. So this darkness alone in a room thing is very, very cleansing. It's kind of a cleansing thing. It clears everything out. And that's all I've got for now. Thanks for listening to me. My website's American Priest, AmericanPriest.com. I am American Priest, and I will keep doing these videos as well as a podcast you should be able to find on iTunes. And my website's AmericanPriest.com. You can write me emails too at AmericanPriest@gmail.com if you want to talk about some of this stuff. All right, take care, my friends.